Hey everyone, I'm back with another interview with a successful user from Housingnet. This time we have a successful carer with their sibling who has a disability. Tyrone, would you like to introduce yourself a bit and explain why you even chose to use Housingnet in the first place?
My name is Tyrone and I'm a carer for my sister who has a disability. I have chosen to use Housingnet because I believe that it is a very effective program that's allowed me to find housing for my sister.
So essentially, I've got some few questions for you, Tyrone. And look, I know you just came back from work, so I won't take up too much of your time, Let me tell you guys something, okay? Tyrone works 5 to 6 days a week, works overtime. I literally had to ask him not to take overtime to do this interview with me. So thank you, Tyrone and sister, for coming out and doing this interview with us. Look, how was your experience finding an NDIS home for your sister through Housingnet?
Finding an NDIS home for my sister, it's honestly been quite difficult. There's not really a simple or convenient way. I find that it's been hard to find some security and a program that makes me feel safe, that makes my sister feel safe. It's been quite a challenge, to be honest.
With that, I know you've tried to go through different providers and all that, and I noticed I've been talking to you behind the scenes and it's taking you a while, this and that, but look, you found your house through Housingnet. How did you find Housingnet to be different? Because obviously you found your home already. How was that different in finding that process versus the traditional ways of finding it in the home?
I have found what stood out to me about Housingnet was that it not only provided me a very effective and convenient way to use my time to find housing for my sister, right? Because as you said, I work all the time, and to put in that time to find housing for my sister, it can take a toll, So what I like about Housingnet is that the app provides all these different options. It's straightforward, it's simple, it's direct. It's not only convenient and effective to use, but I'm able to consult with the provider and all the carers that take care of my sister, giving me that security and providing that guaranteed service, and also making my sister feel at home as well.
Of course. And obviously, I know, look, I've spoken to you before this interview, and you were mentioning to me that you have some trust issues because you know that you being the primary carer for her now, with her being at a still home and her having support workers coming in and out to take care of her. I know you had some questions about that, and you had a little bit of trust because obviously you love your sister.
Of course.
You want her to be safe and this and that. So obviously, you talk with the provider back and forth, and they reassured you about the validity of their company and their carers.
Of course. They were showing me how reliable that they can be, right? I had a lot of questions which a lot of people have also asked, and they've all been answered, and that's what I like about Housingnet. You ask for something and they can provide for it, and that's what makes a company and a service reliable, if they can provide that service without any flaws.
Of course. And look, Tyrone, obviously, you're too nice to say that we have no flaws. Obviously, we know that we have flaws, we know our application have flaws. But what you are right about is we do want the best for everyone and we do want them to be safe. So that's exactly why we like to work with everyone so personally. That's why I like to interview our successful users like Tyrone and sister, to be able to show you guys the reality of using a program like this and the benefits of doing so. Right? So another question, Tyrone. So do you want to tell me about how easy the process was, or how difficult the process was, on how long it took you to end up finding NDIS home? Because I know, speaking with you behind the scenes, it did take you a while to go back and forth with different providers. You started getting fed up, started getting frustrated. But obviously, I noticed that all that went away when you started using Housing. So tell me a little bit about that.
That's correct. So in my previous attempt to find my sister some housing, I didn't find any housing at all. I found it very difficult, but as soon as I started using Housingnet, it did not take that long.
So being with your positive experience with Housingnet, would you use it again? Would you recommend it to others?
100%. I will definitely continue to use it again. And if I ever encounter or meet someone that has a friend or family that has a disability and they do need this type of service, I will 100% recommend it to them.
Okay, look, Tyrone, so I don't know if you knew or if you guys knew, but we also do the allied health services, right? And essentially, so being on NDIS funding, you're actually eligible to allied health services, obviously, if you're in need for them, right? So we can get Tyrone's sister here booked up with a nutritionist, dietitian, a physio. Mate, you go gym, she'll be lifting more than us. She'll be benching more than me and you combined. You hook her up with a dietitian, nutritionist, and a physio. Mate, she'll be benching more than me and you, and she won't have the back problems from deadlifting. True. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah, that's not bad, eh?
So thank you so much for your time, Tyrone. I really appreciate you coming out to do this interview with me after you finish your hard day at work. And look, so do you have any final words on behalf of you and your sister regarding Housingnet?
I just want to say I 100% strongly recommend Housingnet.